So into the playoffs we go. After defeat to Burnley on Easter Monday, that has confirmed promotion for both Leeds and Burnley. United, for us now, it's all about momentum. Winning these last few games of football, making sure that we get positive vibes, good atmosphere, and a great feeling into the club because we've got to attack this now. No more room for error, no more mistakes. Sheffield United have to win the playoffs. No pressure. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Yes, welcome everybody to the Sheff United Way, where we are looking ahead to Stoke City versus Sheffield United, an 8 p.m. kickoff at the 𝗣𝗿𝗲𝗵 Stadium. Now, I thought it was a decent performance against Burnley, but once again, defensive mishaps, miscommunication, just open mistakes cost us what was a really tight game and confined United to a fourth defeat in their last 5 and 3 away defeats in a row. Feels good, doesn't it? But no, this is all about trying to make sure that we have some positive momentum. It's all about now trying to create good vibes, but it's also about making sure that United keep their key players fit, that we get everybody ready, because this season, more than any other season, more than any other time that United are going into the playoffs, we need that positive momentum. We need the good vibes, and we need to go into it with some real force behind us because we are the best team entering them, and therefore we should be the best team coming out of them. Now, a win on Friday starts generating that positivity, and it really does start to give us that opportunity to have some belief, not just in the squad of players, not just around the club, but in the fans as well. Because if we are going to break that curse, if we are going to make it 10th time lucky, then we have to believe that we can do that. As for Stoke, well, they were embarrassed on Monday at Ellen Road. They got done 6-0 by Leeds. They were 4-0 down after just 25 minutes, but they are unbeaten in 5 games at the 𝗣𝗿𝗲𝗵. While their safe day isn't 100% confirmed, it's pretty clear now that they will be playing Championship football again next season, and they will be really keen to end their season with a positive result and a positive performance at home because they'll feel as though their fans massively deserve that for the season that they've been put through. Now, before we go any further, let's give a huge thanks to our video sponsors, 𝗬𝗍𝗄 Bar and Grill. Now, 𝗬𝗍𝗄 is a stunning premium bar which is set over 2 floors. They've got 2 bars, a separate restaurant space, and luxury unique VIP boxes that are there for private hire if you and your friends want to have a little bit more of a special experience on your night out. Now, 𝗬𝗍𝗄 truly is Sheffield's ultimate social experience, and it is also the Sheff United Way's designated pre- and post-match bar of choice. For a game like this on Friday night, it's on telly, it's on Sky, you can get together with all of your friends and have a fantastic night in 𝗬𝗍𝗄, watching the Blades and enjoying a lovely atmosphere and a great night out. 𝗬𝗍𝗄 can be found at the entrance to 𝗬𝗽𝗍 Square and is just a 5-minute walk away from Bramall Lane, so it is ideally situated for all Sheff United fans. I'm going to give you a list of names. Bristol City, Crystal Palace, Sunderland, Wolves, Burnley, Huddersfield, Yeovil, Swindon, Notts Forest. 9 teams that have beaten Sheffield United in the playoffs in the past. But that run is not going to last forever. That run will not continue on and on going forward. It's like Chris Wilder said in his interview the other day. This club has been here 100 years. They'll be here for 100, 200, however much more into the future. And that run doesn't last forever. We don't always fail in the playoffs. And I think this could be the time. The most points that United have ever won in the Championship is 92, back in 2005-2006. So far this season, this team has won 88 points. They are still, despite what's happened over the last 2-3 weeks, a very, very good Championship side. We are still 20 points better than the team we are most likely going to play in the semi-finals of the playoffs. At worst, we are 10 points better than who we may face in the final if we're playing the best team other than us that enters these playoffs. If we are together, if we all support and celebrate and believe, if we all get behind this squad, we can break that run. we can make sure that we don't add any more names. The list stops at 9. The 10th time is the charm, and we will win this time. But we will only win if we are all together. Now, in terms of the squad and how we're going to attack this game against Stoke, I'm now thinking that there's going to be a lot of rotation that we see between now and the end of the season. Wilder himself started to reference that players need a lot of protection and that there are some players who've had their minutes managed not just recently, but over the entire season. If we're guessing, I can only assume that those players are 𝗍𝗫𝗍, Tyrese Campbell, and in particular in recent times, 𝗤𝗍𝗄𝐶, but there are a few others who I also think are in need of a rest. 𝗍𝗫𝗲 is 2 bookings away from a 3-game suspension, and there is no chance we can take any risks at all with that. So he either has to be told to calm it right down and make no tackles, or he has to be rested for at least one of these last 2 games. We have to take 0 risks. We need 𝗍𝗫𝗲𝗲. We also changed our formation to go to Burnley away. We played 2 up front for the first time this season. And to be honest, I thought it worked quite well. I'd definitely be interested in seeing more of that. It clearly got more out of Tom Cannon. He managed to get his first goal for the club. I thought 𝗤𝗄𝗲 was involved, albeit that the 2 Burnley centre-halves, for the most part, absolutely dominated because of just how good they are. With the final game being at home, I think this is the game where we'll see the majority of the rotation that I'm talking about. I think we'll be willing to take that chance away from home so that we can give everybody a great performance and a great result at Bramall Lane on the final day of the season. So for this one, I think there's going to be some changes. There's going to be some rests. What team am I picking? Michael Cooper in goal, obviously. I think 𝗤𝗵𝗍 is going to play right back. I think we have to now, surely everybody knows, we have to try and build the partnership of Anel Ahmedhodzic and Rob Holding. There's no other option. We have to start building that partnership at the centre of our defence. So I want to see them playing this game, building the fitness of Rob Holding, building the connection between those 2 players. At left back, I think it's going to be Sam McCallum, because I've said it a few times in recent weeks, but now surely is the right time for Harrison Burrows to be given a little bit of a break, having played so much football so far this season. In midfield, I'm taking no risk with 𝗤𝗵𝗍. It is just not worth it. I think 𝗤𝗵𝗄𝐻𝗫 Chowdhury will play. I think it'll be alongside 𝐶𝐕𝗫, but 𝗫 has also played a lot of minutes this season. We may want to give him a rest. If somebody like Tom Davies is back fit, is available to be able to play some minutes, it may be we see him come into the team at this time as well. In front of them, it depends what formation are we going for. Are we going to keep to the wingers? Are we going to play 2 up front? For me, for this game, I would put Callum O'Hare in to make a 3 in midfield. I would put Ben Brereton Diaz in because he played quite nicely out on that left side against Burnley, held his position a little bit better, wasn't fully gung-ho, and I would keep the 2 up front. I would play Kiefer Moore and Tom Cannon. I think it's worth keeping those together to see how that partnership builds. It is worth checking to see whether or not Tom Cannon's now going to hit a run of form. Is he going to keep scoring goals? And it is worth keeping Tyrese Campbell fit. He might just need a little bit more of a rest. He might just need a little bit of time to settle himself in before he gets himself going. Of course, Stoke is his old club. We could play Campbell and Cannon, 2 strikers against their old team, get some momentum, get them trying to prove a point. But who knows? Let me know what you think. Do you disagree with me? Do you like what you're thinking? Do you think there'll be even more changes? Do you want to see Jefferson Caceres starting to come into the team? Do you think Andre Brooks deserves a little bit of a run out towards the end of the season to try and prove himself getting him into the team? Let me know what you think in the comments of how United should approach this game. Now, before we go into our opposition view, I want to give a huge thanks to 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗵. Now, 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗹 is a virtual band and many of their members are huge Blades fans. So please do go and check out 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗵.com. The album Tall Tales of 10 Girls is fantastic, but they are also releasing a new album now. It is called Pop Songs That Your Mum Would Like. I know it's going to be fantastic, and I can think of nothing better than to be able to support 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗵 and help them make that album their most successful yet. Please do go to 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗵.com to check it all out. Now, they started the season under Steven Schumacher. For some reason, sacked him. They were doing fine, had started the season pretty well, but okay, that's a decision. They brought in 𝗤𝗫𝗄𝗃. He was an absolute disaster. He got less than a point a game, and he saw them sliding down towards relegation, and they were in big trouble at the point that they fired him in December. At that point, they brought in Mark Robins. He's the current man who is currently in the dugout for Stoke, and I think everybody knows Mark Robins is a fantastic manager at championship level. He's done a fantastic job with Coventry for so many seasons, and he was relatively unceremoniously sacked himself by Coventry when they were struggling earlier this year. He's done a great job at Stoke. He has sort of guided them through this relegation battle. He has steered them to almost guaranteed safety, and he will now be looking to build them up, as he did with Coventry, into a consistent, maybe even competitive championship team over the next 2 to 3 seasons. Before their defeat at Elland Road on Easter Monday, Stoke were unbeaten in 5. They picked up 11 points from 5 games before that defeat. And they are also currently unbeaten in 5 games at home at the 𝗣𝗿𝗲𝗍. So they're definitely a team who are sort of showing an increase in performance. They're getting themselves into some kind of form. And it will not be easy for United to go and pick up 3 points in this game. Now, their lineup against Leeds was 𝗣𝗍𝗲 𝗵 in goal. Now, anybody who's watched the channel knows I love him. I think he's a fantastic goalkeeper and I've always massively rated him for the way that he just keeps the ball out of his net. He's pretty good at it, albeit he wasn't very good at it on Monday. In front of him, they had a back four of Junior Chamideu, Ashley Phillips, Ben Wilmot and Josh Wilson-Esbrand. The midfield, 𝗲𝗏𝗏, who is a lovely player who I wouldn't be shocked to see playing at a much better standard than Stoke next season, will be partnering Ben Pearson. Now, Ben Pearson, if he does start, just put all your money on a booking. He always gets booked. He's a combative midfielder, I think is the word that people use to describe him. In front of those, they have 3 behind the striker, Millian Manhurst, Lewis Baker and Junho Bay, the 3 who were chosen at Leeds. And at centre-forward, they were playing Ali Al-Hamadeh, a striker on loan from Ipswich, who has done it at championship level before, but has a couple of question marks, I would suggest, around his long-term future at this level. They'll be looking to end this season on a high after a difficult 12 months, so it's going to be a tough one for United. We've got to turn up if we're going to get our positive vibes back. It's going to be an interesting one. Let's look at it that way. Now, we move into the referee, and the referee for this game is Jarrett Gillett. He is from Australia, and no, I will never do the accent again. He has taken charge of 17 games so far this season, but with 13 of those coming in the Premier League. He's given 67 yellows, which is pretty high, an average of around 4 per game, but he has given 0 red cards and only 2 penalties, so he doesn't like getting involved at the business end. He has only refed United twice in history. That was our 2-1 defeat to Manchester City at Bramall Lane last season and our 2-1 victory at Bramall Lane against AFC Highfield all the way back in 2020 in the FA Cup 3rd round. He's refed 6 games for Stoke, but he's not refed any since August 2021. So to be honest, I don't think that record is relevant. Maybe I'm wrong. We now come to our player connections. And as always, I have picked 4 players who have played for both. If we start current, we've got Tom Cannon. He spent the first half of this season on loan at Stoke. He scored 11 goals in 25 games for them before United decided that they wanted to take a gamble and bring him to the club in January. He got off the mark against Burnley on Easter Monday, his first goal for the club. Hopefully that is now the start of something and we will see him kick on from here and become the striker we all know United need and that we all want Tom Cannon to become. Another who's played for both is Rhys Norrington-Davies. Obviously, he's another player who is still a current Sheffield United player, albeit one who I don't think has a huge future with the club anymore. After some really impressive performances when he was first breaking into the team, injuries have really started to affect Rhys now, and in recent times he's really struggled to get any form of game time. Whenever he does try and get himself back into the squad, he picks up more injuries. It's such a shame for a player who had such a bright future when he first came into the club, and we can only hope that he can get fully fit and find a really positive run of games, whether that's with United or with another team, to keep himself moving forwards. He spent the second half of the 2020-21 season on loan with Stoke in the Championship, where he made 20 appearances, and he did score for Stoke. Only ever got 2 career goals, one of them coming for Stoke during that time. So who knows, maybe they remember him really positively as a great player and a massive goal scorer. Something like that. Last week, I said that this was one of my favourites for the player connections, and he is back once again. 𝗣𝗍𝗲𝗍. He scored 19 goals in 63 games for Stoke after joining the club originally on loan all the way back in 2003. He only got 3 goals in 18 for the Blades, but of course, one of those gone down in folklore forever was a winner at Hillsborough, saw United beat Sheffield Wednesday, and it was a lovely finish to boot. What more can you want? Now, the final player, and whenever these players come up, I have to shout them out. I always make a big point of recognising Blades legends, club legends, people who I have loved throughout most of my adult life because of exactly what they have done for Sheffield United. And this week, it is Ender Stevens. He was a key man as United climbed to the highs of 9th in the Premier League and potentially could have gone further were it not for the COVID lockdown. That season, Ender Stevens actually scored Sheffield United's goal of the season with an absolutely thunderous effort against Brighton at Bramall Lane. Now, Stevens is another player who is announced to be coming back to the club, to be coming back to Bramall Lane, and to be with us as we celebrate Chris Basham's amazing career, as well as the achievements of that fantastic group of players. Ender Stevens joined Stoke after leaving United back in 2023, and he's made 42 appearances for the club so far, including 21 this season. He is currently injured, so there's a chance we won't see him on Friday. But of course, whenever we do see Ender Stevens, Sheffield United fans will give him a fantastic reception, and I'm sure we all will, at the Big Bash, Charity Bash, whatever the name of it is. It'll be a good day. Let's just leave it there. So finally, we come to our score predictions. And if you want your score prediction to be shouted out as part of this video, then please do go to patreon.com/SheffUnitedWay. You don't just get the perks of being mentioned as part of these videos, but you also get access to a fantastic group chat and a host of other benefits being a part of Sheff United Way. So, what have we gone for? Dylan thinks it's going to be a 1-0 Blades victory. Liam agrees with him. June hopes for a Sheffield United win, but she didn't go as far as to predict a scoreline. Adam and Nick both think it'll be 2-1 to United. Lewis thinks 2-0. Steve E has got on the Tom Cannon train after he broke his duck against Burnley. Steve thinks he's going to get a hat-trick. He thinks he's going to be in top form and United are going to win this game 3-0. While Richard has gone really positive. There is a massive positive vibe coming out of the Patreon right now. Richard thinks that United will win a 6-0 thriller, exactly the same as Leeds did against them last Monday. But not everyone thinks that our losing streak, our 3-game away from home losing streak, comes to an end in quite such spectacular fashion. 𝗞𝗶𝗴 thinks that we won't lose again, but has only gone for a 0-0 draw, while both 𝗏𝗏𝗏, not that one, and James have gone for a 1-1. As for me, I think we need the positivity. I think despite the changes to our starting 11, we are going to go after this game. We are knowing that we have to start to build positive vibes. They know they need to get the crowd on board. And so I think this will be a better performance from United. I think we'll be comfortable, and I'm going for a 2-0 Blades win. What do you think? Let me know your score predictions in the comments below. Do you think that we can end this season on a high note and ride ourselves into the playoffs, or are you a little bit worried that we're going to go in shaky and maybe have more disappointment in the future? Let's hope not. Thank you so much to everybody for watching or listening to this match preview. We massively appreciate it. We love you all. Up the Blades. 𝗚𝗿𝗏𝗚𝗏𝗚𝗏𝗚. 𝗚𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗚𝗏.